guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a Meal Prep Monday video, which I'm so excited about. I know you guys love Meal Prep Monday videos. If you are new to my channel, I have an entire playlist of Meal Prep Mondays. I've prepped everything like from breakfast to snacks, desserts, lunches, and dinners. But these days, especially during the holiday season, I feel like it's a lot more beneficial to have your lunches and dinners planned, especially going into the weekend. I know I've also made a video on this before about staying on track on the weekend, and part of that comes with planning out your weekend as well as like doing some meal prep for the upcoming weekend. So because today is Thursday, I'm going to be prepping for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I wanted to show you guys a little bit of what that looks like, some things I got from Trader Joe's, some things from Publix. It's kind of like the end of the week meal prep where I just throw things together and come up with different things. I personally, and I've said this in literally every Meal Prep Monday video, I love to prep everything protein-wise and sides in bulk, because as I go about my day or when I'm planning out my day, I like to have like different amounts of each thing depending on the day. Like not every single day I'm going to want 150 grams of sweet potatoes. You know, I might want like more rice that night or something. So I try to do it in the way that I can have as much variety as possible. So that's what I'm going to be showing you guys today. So welcome to the video. Let's get started. First thing I'm super excited about, Banza wheels. No other reason other than they're just shaped like wheels. I've never been able to find this, and I always see them on like the super cool Instagram foodie pages. And I finally saw them in Publix the other day and I was like, yes, I need to bring back my cold chicken pasta salad. This is kind of more so like a Mediterranean style dish, and I know it's cold, and for the majority of you guys who are dealing with actual winters, this might not sound super appetizing, but it's still 90 degrees here in Florida, so I don't mind having cold pasta salads for lunch. So I'm just gonna prep half of this box because like I said, I'm just doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday meal prep, so I won't need the entire thing, and half of the box is 2 servings, so perfect for Saturday and Sunday. So this is the chicken that I'm gonna prep. I always get the chicken breast strips because they're just easier to cut up into little cubes. So I will be prepping this entire packet of meat only because it's really not that much, and I'm not going to be actually putting everything in with the pasta. I will be prepping it separate this time. That way I can just have extra chicken if I want to and create other meals with it. Two things that are going to go in this Mediterranean style dish are these Persian cucumbers. They're just like really crunchy and refreshing, and I really enjoy them in a pasta salad. And then as the dressing, this Greek tzatziki sauce. The macros on this really good, for 2 tablespoons, 0 fat, 1 carb, and 1 protein. So super duper macro friendly. And I just kind of like to add this and then shake up the Tupperware or whatever I'm having it into and get it to coat the pasta evenly. But like I said, I'm not prepping this for the entire like bulk thing at once. I'm just doing like 1 meal at a time. So these will just stay in my fridge, and then on that day I'll chop up however many cucumbers I want and then toss the rest of the salad in this. So I actually already have some rice and cauliflower rice prepped in my fridge already from the other day's meal prep, but I did have these 2 sweet potatoes left over, so I kind of want to just use them, and I'm going to chop them up into thin cubes like I always do, and I put the oven on 425, and then I just sprinkle them with some cinnamon, salt, and cinnamon sugar and pop them in the oven. I never really like have a specific time for these. I kind of just watch them and shake them around until I like the way that they're looking. It's easy to just pop those in the oven while I continue making the rest of my meal prep, because next I'm going to prep some meatballs, and so while I'm starting to get those ready, these can start cooking in the oven. So the beef that I'm going to be using for these meatballs is just this Trader Joe's Butcher Shop extra lean ground beef. It's 96.4, which means it has 4 grams of fat per 4 ounces, which is awesome, obviously, if you're in the market for a lower fat beef. However, a lot of you guys noticed in my previous video, I was talking about not eating meat because it was upsetting my stomach. And then I wanted to do a little bit of like a test and see if I ate like the Whole Foods, organic, grass-fed, free range, like super bougie meat, if it had the same effect on me. And when I had that flank steak that I prepped in my last meal prep video, I did not have that issue. I didn't get sick at all. This will be the first time that I'm like re-prepping ground beef because I haven't eaten ground beef since then. So we'll see. And then I guess I'll know if it's like just a quality type thing. But a lot of you guys said that you had the same issue, and if you ate like the Whole Foods beef or Fresh Market or something, you didn't get sick. But if you ate like Publix, or I don't know if Trader Joe's is considered lower quality meats, but if you ate that, then you got sick. So we'll see. But this meatball recipe is super easy. I have prepped this before, but it is one of my favorites, so I'm doing it again. I will not be using this entire thing. I'm going to cut this right down the middle, freeze the other half for later, and then the only other thing that you will need is just a can or container of plain breadcrumbs and 1 egg. If you have not seen my other meal prep videos about making a recipe, this is super easy. I'll put a screen cap up on here so you guys can see how I'm going to do this as far as logging a recipe goes. All you have to do is go down to the More section of MyFitnessPal, click on meals, recipes, and foods, and then just create a recipe. And obviously we're entering these ingredients manually. So for this one, this is just gonna be lean beef meatballs. Now for right now, I'm just gonna put the servings as 1 because I don't know how many meatballs this is gonna yield after I do it, but we'll go back and change it. Then we will go to adding the ingredients. So that ended up making 11 meatballs. So then what we do is go back into our recipes, click the lean ground meatballs, edit it, and then instead of serving 1, it serves 11. Then we save it, and then per meatball, 5 grams of protein, 2 carb, and 1.3 fat. So these are gonna go in the air fryer. I'm gonna put it on like 425, and again, it's gonna be one of those things where I check. I'll start with 15 minutes and then I'll flip them. Okay, so this is after them being in there for like 7 minutes. I am going to quickly toss them just a little, like rotate them, because you can see like the bottom side is clearly not done. That's the thing with the air fryers, is sometimes it cooks unevenly, so you really have to pay attention to it and kind of like shift them around. But again, it's only been in there for 7-ish minutes, so I just want to make sure it gets cooked all the way, so we're going to pop that back in. In my fridge, I already have cauliflower rice, jasmine rice, broccoli, the rest of the turkey that I prepped. This is just like the extra lean ground turkey that I made with a little bit of salsa. And then I will be eating the rest of these Japanese sweet potatoes between tonight and tomorrow. So that's why I prepped some more sweet potatoes. But this is kind of what I already had. So as you can see, it was running out. And that way, like, I still have some other stuff like mushrooms and tomatoes and microgreens and everything that I can like put different meals together, which I think is really fun. I'm just going to crack open one of these guys. And that is actually perfect. There's no pink on the inside. Awesome. Okay, so that kind of brought me to a couple different types of meals that I can do here for this. I can go like beef and pasta, beef and rice, chicken and pasta. I have some kale. I have more in the fridge, obviously, but I don't like to prep too much of that at once because it gets kind of soggy. But this is kind of just like what the weekend looks like for me. That way, it's like less of a chance to basically just say like, oh, I have nothing left in my fridge, I'm just gonna go out to eat. If you're actively preparing for the weekends because you know that you tend to go off track over the weekends, especially during the holidays, it's just a good idea to start prepping ahead of time so that like if you have all of this in your fridge, you know, it's a lot less likely that you're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna go out to eat, because you have all this food you don't wanna waste. So that's how I do it, and now I'm going to put everything away in the fridge. I am going to eat my lunch, which is the remainder of what was in my fridge: turkey, cauliflower rice, regular rice, and broccoli. And I'm going to finish up the rest of this afternoon. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any other type of recipes that you want to see me try or meal prep. Always leave them down in the comments because I like hearing what you guys want to see. But yeah, so that's the end of this video, and I will see you guys in my next one.